Hello and welcome, Nicole with Create the Right Way, and we are back for another 5-a-day Friday. So if you haven't joined us before, welcome. So happy to have you here. Every Friday, we challenge you to a new area of your home to see if you can find 5 things to declutter. So just 5 things at a time, and we are helping you clear out the excess from your home. Today, as you may guess by the scenery of the closet here behind me, we are starting to tackle the wardrobe, and we are starting with shoes. So, 5 pairs of shoes. I know that might sound really, really scary to some of you. And you know what? Crazy statistic I just read off of one poll was that 52% of women have shoes in their closet they've never worn. Like, bought them, put them aside, have never worn them. And maybe some of you are like, ooh, guilty of that. I'm in that 50%. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. And so if you have shoes in your closet that you have never worn, why? Why do you have them? So maybe you're saving them for a special occasion, unless you have that special occasion on the calendar, like a wedding or something like that. Then it has a dedicated purpose. But if they're just sitting in your closet and you never worn them, you need to ask yourself why. Maybe that's one of your pairs to get rid of. That if you've not worn them, clearly there's a reason you haven't worn them and they might need to go. Maybe you have a pair. Oh gosh, I love these shoes. I really do. They were so cute. I used to wear them a lot. Honestly, I haven't really worn them in a few years. I've just not been in a season of life where I am wearing this kind of shoe anymore. And so, as much as it pains me to say it, I am letting them go because, I tried. I put them on, wore them, and they weren't as comfortable as I remembered. And so, I don't need to keep them, seeing them, feeling guilty that I'm never wearing them. They just need to go. Maybe you used to work in the office and you had to be more formal, and you're working at home now and you don't need all those fancy shoes and you really aren't wearing them. Maybe it's time to reevaluate and see how many of those do you still need. Tennis shoes. If you work out a lot, maybe you need a lot of athletic shoes. If you're somebody like me that really doesn't wear tennis shoes very often, maybe you don't need very many. And actually, I have this pair of shoes. They're like all ripped and cruddy. So they were my workout side shoes in the yard, and they hurt my feet. Like, they're uncomfortable, but I felt like, oh, I need to just use these shoes till they fall apart. Well, the reality is these were like my backup that I used to wear if I would, wear tennis shoes out somewhere. These were my go-to, and so they were going to be my backup working outside in the yard shoes after I got these, because now if I wear tennis shoes out, these are the ones I go to, and I love them. They're super comfortable. And these are still comfortable, but then I'm like, why am I making myself feel like I need to use these up? They're already ripped in different places, and I have a backup pair of shoes. So I am giving myself permission to let those shoes go, and just, they're not even worth donating. They're ripped. So those are just going into garbage, and these are now my workout side shoes. So look at your shoes and evaluate. I bet there's 5 pairs in there that you could get rid of. Maybe you've got flip-flops that are falling apart, and it's like, just let it go. Sometimes you just need to call it, and it is time to let it go. And if you feel like I can't rip that band-aid off yet, I love this concept from the Minimal Mom, where you just set stuff aside in a box. She calls it the quarantine bin of, you know what, find your 5 pairs of shoes that you haven't been wearing, put them in a box, pack them away somewhere where you aren't seeing them on a regular basis, and give yourself time. Is it, 3 months, 6 months, somewhere down the road of having those out of your wardrobe and your closet for a while? See if you really miss those shoes. And you might be surprised that, you know what, you're okay without those shoes. So 5 pairs. See if you can come up with 5 pairs of shoes. I know that sounds like a lot, but I bet you can do it. Even if it's just setting them aside in your quarantine bin, I bet you can find 5 pairs. And comment below. Let us know how that goes. If you've been enjoying our series, please feel free to like this video, and we'd love for you to subscribe to our channel so you can stay tuned every Friday for challenges, and we have lots of other video tips and tricks and little insight into some of the home projects we do. So we'd love for you to continue following us here at Create the Right Way. Have a great weekend.